What's up everyone, Doyler here, and it is time for my free-to-play Gate of the Void analysis and breakdown. A lot of you have been asking me for this, and for those of you that aren't whales, you're curious as to whether or not this is worth it for you, or even a good update. So, first of all, this is the Gate of the Void. You are going to need an E5 hero to enter this. That said, if you don't have an E5 hero yet, there isn't a ton for you to do. So, first off, we have the Obelisk of Heroes. I've covered this in a few videos, but this is just a leaderboard. You get points based on every enabled or 10-star hero you have. You add it up for your total, breaks down into all 6 normal factions, 1 new Transcendent faction, and overall score. As you can see, these are the whales you know and love, Barry, FHGZ, and a few others. I don't recommend caring about this at all. There's no reason for you to do something silly like build up a bunch of shadow heroes to take the leaderboard or anything like that. So yeah, as a free-to-play player, it's just cool to look at. Next up, we have the Evolution Cube. I'm going to cover these in a certain order, so bear with me. This is where you're going to summon your Transcendence faction heroes. Right now this is only Void Xia, but the next 2 are going to be Queen and Asmodel. Now, the way this works is you need either 1 heart, which is generic. If you get a heart this event, you don't need to get Xia. You could use that on Asmodel or Queen. Or 5 million of these, which are cores of Transcendence. And I'll cover how you get these in a little bit. Now, it is a replacement function, so you put a Xia in here and one of the 2 options, and you will get a Sword Flash Xia. The level that you put in star-wise is the level you will get out. So if you put in a 5-star Xia, you'll get out a 5-star Sword Flash, all the way up for E5 through E5. So if you care about your avatar portraits, you'll want to put in a 5-star and level her up naturally. If you have an E5 Xia sitting around, you'll want to use that to save the resources. Now, where you get the heart from is going to be the Compass of the Transcended. This is the new summoning circle. Sorry. So here, you will select a non-light or dark hero, as well as a light or dark hero, to increase their rates. Now, this is a summoning circle that uses Core of Transcendence, and guarantees a 5-star hero. So, as you can see, there's no way to get 4-star heroes, there's no way to get 3-star heroes, you are only going to get 5-star heroes from this circle. And you'll get increased rates for these 2 heroes, up until you summon them, and then it will go back down to the default. So I've done 1 summon, so my Rogan went from 1% to 1.1%, and my carry went from 2.5% to 2.75%. And I'll cover the breakdowns of what these average out to in the end in my next video later today, as well as sort of the value of Core of Transcendence. But just keep in mind that every 300 summons here, you will get a Transcending Heart, which you can use to summon one of the Void heroes. Additionally, you will get some hearts from these summons as well. Now, the only way to get these Core of Transcendence are to buy them for 1,500 gems a day from the marketplace, or to pay for them, similar to anything else. So 15 for $100, 8 for $50, and so on. As a free-to-play player, you don't care about these. As a low spender, you probably don't care about these. That said, as a free-to-play player and low spender, don't care about these. This is a ripoff for gems. I'll cover more why in the value video, but just note that you are not going to get a Void Xia that way, and you shouldn't. Now, the reason for that is going to be this Realms Gate. Now, if you watched my video last night, you'll have seen a quick introduction to the mode, and I'm sure I'll make more videos covering this more in depth. But the gist of it is, during this mode, while playing, you get hearts from enemies. So as you can see, I'll fight this group for you guys real quick. But you get, crystals, you don't get hearts. So if I beat this wave, I get 255 Crystals of Transcendence. Now, this is 100% free to play. You get 240 stamina every 24 hours. And what this works out to is roughly you get about 20,000 to 30,000 Crystals of Transcendence every day. Now, if you do the math, which I know I try to keep it out of every video, 5 million Crystals of Transcendence divided by 20,000 a day means that 250 days as a free-to-play player, you can unlock one of these new Transcendence heroes. So for all of the streamers or other creators who are complaining about paywalls or things like that, 250 days as a free-to-play player isn't bad at all. It would likely take you more than 250 days to build an E5 Rogan. I don't know the math offhand, I could do it, but yeah. So it is not that huge of a deal. Plus, you get other resources from this mode. You get crystals, you get dust, you get spirit. So things that you will use are going to come from Realms Gate, and it's 100% free to play. It is a little harder. This is why an E5 hero is recommended. That said, if you have a full team of E5s, even at level 3 and 12 Void Corruption, I'm doing just fine. I do recommend once this gets harder to start using Jimmy's trick to clear an entire level and then reset your Void Corruption. I will include a link for this in the description, so definitely check it out. So to touch on one of the other resources now, these are Stellar Shards. You will get these from the Realms Gate as well. These are going to be what you use to upgrade your Void heroes. If you've seen GP's video with the Spiral and upgrading Sword Flash Xia's attack and so on, these are the materials you use for this. They are similar to enabling levels, only it's strictly for Transcendence heroes or the 15 non-Transcendence heroes that they choose to give Void enables for. So according to DH Games, this is going to be the last 15 heroes released that aren't currently Void. So definitely save these up. You're not going to be able to use them anytime soon, but if you do upgrade an entire Spiral, you can dismantle... if you build up an entire Sword Flash Xia and get a second heart, so you do 600 summons, you can actually break that down into building more of these Stellar Shards at a rate of 1 to 5 million to upgrade your Void Xia even more. So those Mega Whales, if they want to do 2 full loops, they can build insane Transcendence-based heroes. But again, we don't care about that as a free-to-play player. Finally, we have the Void Temple. This is going to be effectively a new achievement section for beating certain parts of the game that help you out in other parts of the game. So, Sealand, every Sealand 20 you clear gives you bonus damage in the Gate of the Void, which is that Realms Gate functionality for now, but there will hopefully be more PvE modes later on. As a free-to-play player, you're only going to worry about 1 or 2 of these anyway, but the further you progress in the game, it is something to keep in the back of your mind, so maybe you don't feed off that E5 horse super quickly, or maybe you build a second E5 Garuda even though you weren't planning on it, and so on. I've got plenty of guides myself on beating these with fairly minimal teams, so definitely check out those videos or join my Discord. The link is in the description if you want some help, but even just getting 2 of these done, you will get increased damage against those factions. Next up is the Tower of Oblivion. So this is going to be an HP buff also within the Gate of the Void. So again, only Realms Gate for now. So if you have 1 E5 hero and some supports, it's pretty easy to clear Tower 500. Usually people start getting stuck around 602, 604, 605, and so on. So that will give you a 20% HP buff in the Gate of the Void right off the bat. That said, if you are able to clear 650, you can get another 10% HP. Not a huge buff, but a nice reward for those of you that have cleared it. I've released a ton of videos, both with and without ticks, and I have a ton of guides in my Discord, so check those out, ask people for help. 650 is definitely doable with a full team of good E5 heroes. Next up is the campaign. This is really just increasing your golden spirit from campaign auto battle the further you get in campaign. It's kind of a weird achievement since they could have just increased the campaign rewards for these levels, but it is kind of cool to get the achievement. So I've cleared death difficulty. I haven't quite cleared crazy yet, so I get 120% more golden spirit. It is nice because one of the next things I'm going to cover is another achievement where we're actually able to level up our E5 heroes even further. So now it's possible to take your heroes to 345 or even 350, and the cost for that, going from 330 to 350, is another 100 million gold and 286 million spirit, so every little bit helps. Next up is Broken Spaces. All you have to do is clear Broken Spaces 7 once. You never have to do it again, and it will increase the resources you obtain in the Realms Gate by 15%. And this is all of them, including those Crystals of Transcendence and Stellar Shards. So I highly recommend you try and beat Broken Spaces 7 as soon as possible before messing around in this section if you haven't done so already. That said, don't rush Broken Spaces if you can't clear it yet. It's not worth the tickets or the gems. Finally, we've got the Aspen Dungeon. Now, this is the only achievement that affects the entire game. These bonuses aren't just for Void. This will affect PvP, Seal Land, Flame Shrine, and so on. So if you're able to clear Hell 100, so you're in Death 1, you can increase your level on all E5 heroes by 15. Now, if you have one good carry hero, you are able to get to Death 1. I highly recommend, again, you join my Discord or someone else's, you watch videos. If you have a Penny, a Horus, a Delacium, a Sigmund, a Cthulhu, and so on, you are able to get Death 1, and this allows you to level up your E5 heroes to 345. This will change a lot. PvP alone, it affects speed tiers and so on. Death 100, don't expect to clear anytime soon. I've got 5 good Aspen Dungeon heroes, and I've gotten to Death 55. This is going to require an E5 Ticks, maybe some Splendid Artifacts, good Sherlock RNG, and so on. That said, it's only 5 levels, so you may lose a few battles to whales on your server, but you were probably losing to them before anyway. So that is it for my free-to-play breakdown. My biggest takeaways for you are finish Broken Spaces 7 as soon as possible. Do all of your Realms Gate stamina every day, and do it manually, don't smash. And I will also include a link to a guide for what squares are better than other, but I'm also going to make a Realms Gate video later, don't worry. Don't buy Crystals of Transcendence for gems. Save up your... don't buy Cores of Transcendence for gems. Save up your Crystals of Transcendence to summon a Void here with 5 million of them. And don't worry about the Obelisk of Heroes. So that's going to be it for my free-to-play breakdown. I think that this mode is incredible for a free-to-play player, and anyone who's complaining about the paywall doesn't see all of the resources and really new heroes you can get for effectively free if you have the patience, which I've always said is one of the best heroes in this game. So that's going to be it for this video, but be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons if you like the content, and I'll catch you guys later today with some more Void videos.